You are now listening to the Vitalize podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize podcast. You're here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, and I'm so excited to be in your presence today, yo! Your boy is feeling good today, and I don't know if that's good or bad. No, I know that's great, but what I'm saying is it might be dangerous for this microphone because it might be set ablaze by the time this is over. So, if you are a human being that has ever struggled with this monster, that is imposter syndrome. If you've ever felt not good enough, if you've ever felt like you don't quite belong, or if one of these isn't like the other when you step into a space as if you don't belong in that space, then you came to the right place today because we dealing with it. Also, if you ever wanted to use your voice to spread a message of love, of hope, of peace, of prosperity, whatever it is you want to talk about, for where my speakers at in the building, man, let me know, man. Y'all go do something. Send me a DM on Instagram at mblackspeaks. Where y'all at, man? But that's what we're going to talk about today. So get ready, strap in. But before we get there, I just want to take a moment and just say thank you. Thank y'all for rocking. Thank you for listening. Those of you who sent me your topics, these things we're talking about today came directly from the community. I told y'all to let me know who you want on the show. I'm coordinating and working out some guests and building that list. Also, I am just doing all the things. You know, I'm compiling a list of the topics. And so the first ones out the bat, these are the first ones that came in. And so this is what we're dealing with today. If you have a topic that you want to see your boy tackle on the Vitalize podcast, go ahead and send me a message. Send a message. What you waiting on? Send me a message. On Instagram is the best place to send it. TikTok, I never see those messages. So if you send me a message on TikTok, I love you. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. Send it to me on IG and I'll get back to you and I'll get you added to the list. So let me know what y'all want me to cover this season on the Vitalize podcast. Also, for those of you who didn't know, because I'm realizing there's a lot of people who didn't know, your boy is a whole best-selling author out here. I wrote a book in 2020 called Asleep at the Wheel, Taking Back Control of Your Life. So if you've ever felt like purpose was eluding you, if you've ever felt like pain was controlling you, if you ever felt like things beyond your control were not allowing you to become who you want to become, I wrote this book for you. And I want to help shake you up a little bit, give you a wake-up call, and point you on the path to purpose so that you can go and transform your life, all for less than $20. So if you want that book, it's on Amazon. They'll have it to you in 2 days. And if you can't find it, all you got to do is hit the link in my bio on Instagram or TikTok at mblackspeaks. Hit the link. There's a link there for the book. Go get yours and let me know you did. And then when I pull up somewhere where you are, I have to sign it for you and we take a picture and do all the things. But go get yours today. Now, for this topic that we got, I'm super excited to talk about. If you're new here, you're like, this dude is on 10. Guess what? We starting on 10. So where we gonna end? I can't promise you we might end on 99. I don't know. But if you're new here, welcome. We are just a community of people that's about that real talk, spit it how we get it. Like, this isn't, you don't have to be super buttoned up like here. You can be yourself. It's a place where it's okay to be exactly who you are. Simply be who you are, and that is all you need to be. And we're going to talk, and we're going to spit it real. We're going to talk about some things that cause us to not be able to live our best lives, hopefully unpack some things, unblock some areas, and unstuck you so you can go and live your best life. So, as it pertains to this concept of becoming a speaker, like I got that question, that literally was the first one I got, and I'm gonna start there and I'm gonna work my way down with the other question and some things I want you to take away. So it's like, how did you become a speaker? How did you put yourself in a position? Listen, this is not bragging, but I just want to let you know, like, when you say becoming a speaker, anybody can open their mouth and say they're a speaker. But when it comes to being professional, when it comes to allowing it to sustain your livelihood, when it comes to actually getting booked and paid to share your story to inspire others, that's a different ballgame. And I am proud and honored to say that in the month of January, I had 3 paid speaking engagements and booked the 4th. The 4th one wasn't scheduled until February, but I did 3 paid speaking engagements out the top of the year in January. And I think I did 6 engagements total. So half of them were paid, half not. And that's cool. I love it. I love every bit of it. And I want to teach you that game. And you're like, how did you do that, right? If you are listening to the sound of my voice, and even if you don't want to be a speaker, I don't want you to check out and I don't want you to tap out, because the principles apply. If you listen for the principles, no matter what it is you want to do, how do you become a podcast host? How do you become an author? How do you become a CEO, an entrepreneur? How do you become successful in whatever pursuit it is that you have on your mind and your heart and your soul? It comes down to principles, and I want to give you some of those today. So when I started out, it wasn't an easy journey. And this isn't even something I wanted to do. Man, I was the most camera shy human you would meet. I was the most afraid of a stage. I hated standing in front of people and opening my mouth. Like, I'm telling you, this is not a game. It's not a drill. When I say I was deathly afraid, they say the number one fear in the world is death and dying, followed closely behind by public speaking. Public speaking is the second greatest fear for the most people in the world. And your boy was right there with him, super afraid. So I didn't come out of the womb yelling at a microphone. I didn't come out of the womb super big and boisterous and confident. That was built over time. So if you are listening to the sound of my voice and thinking, well, that's out for me, I'll never be that, I can never do that, that's not for me, or, who am I kidding, or this idea is creeping into your mind for the reasons why you can't do it, this is precisely why. Had to double take that. This is precisely why. I need you to lean in, because for me it was built, and it was built for the passion, or behind the passion, of helping people. So if you want to become a speaker, you got to figure out what it is you're speaking about. And most people want to share their story because everybody has one. And you should be sharing your story. But the first thing I would tell you is don't despise the simple, humble beginnings. So everybody wants the stage, because with the stage comes platform, and with platform comes pay, right? It comes monetary gain. But before that ever was a thing, it was literally just me sharing the message every chance I got, and social media is a free resource to do that. So you got to figure out how to take your message. Now, in the speaker world, there's something called a signature keynote, right? You got a signature talk. And you want to structure your signature talk in a way that gets the biggest impactful point across in the fewest amount of words. So you want to figure out, people don't have time. Y'all know this. Half of y'all is already probably tapped out of this podcast. And I know my OG is going to rock. It's a couple hundred y'all that's going to rock. You don't care. But the rest of them come and go. They listen a little bit here and there. They watch the clips online, but they ain't watching this whole episode. And that's because attention spans are short. So you got to figure out how you can be as impactful as possible with the fewest amount of words as possible. So if you want to do that, you start practicing, start recording yourself, put your camera phone. Listen, when your boy started, I didn't even have something to hold the camera. I didn't even have one of those fans. Well, they got a name. I don't even know what it's called. That's how you know. Like, I didn't have one of those things to hold my phone. I would stack some books up on my ironing board. You think it's a game. And I would prop my phone against those books and let it sit up. And I would record myself telling my story, upload that thing to YouTube, put it out there. I don't care if you get 10 views. And then do that. So practice it. Start doing it online where someone will let you. Start doing these virtual summits where someone will let you host your own virtual summit. It costs you nothing to stream online. You can offer it for free, and just start doing it. Start giving it. Start creating impact. Start doing what you love. And when you start doing what you love, then people will come together to say, wow, you really touched me. Wow, you really inspired me. Or someone will say, hey, I have a community. I have a group. I have a team. Can you share your story with my team? And then you get better and you get better and you get better. Then a few months later, you record it again, set your phone up, you post it back on YouTube. And then you see how you watch it back and see how much better you've gotten. But when you talk about becoming a speaker, that's literally the most important step, clarifying your message and sharing it as much as you can, because repetition creates greatness. The more reps you put in, the stronger you become. People see me and they think I'm a good speaker, a great speaker, different people, depending on where you value me and my voice. But it didn't happen overnight. That was built over years and years and years when nobody was watching. So now when somebody are watching, you could put me on a spot in front of 1,000 people. We could be in the middle of New York City, Times Square, and you could say, hey, give me a talk on whatever topic. You name the topic, and I'm going to do it like I've been preparing for that for 10 years on the spot. How? Because I have been preparing for 10 years, just when nobody was watching. Actually, what I just said is something that actually happened. It was 3 a.m. in New York City, just off Times Square, and I was with a group of powerful speakers, and they said, Marcus, give us something. And I did on the spot. There's a video on social media of that somewhere, and there's random strangers coming up yelling, because you can, in New York City at 3 a.m. at the pizza parlor, because New York City is literally the city that never sleeps, if you've never been. So what I'm saying is repetitions is how I'm able to do that. Repetition. So now once you have gotten clear on your message and now you started to put in the reps, you'll start to notice you're getting a little bit better. But getting a little bit better don't pay the bills. Getting a little bit better doesn't open doors. Getting a little bit better by itself does not make you a professional or help advance your career. That's just the first step. To advance your career as a speaker or as whatever you want to do, right? Because remember, this ain't just about being a speaker. It's about whatever it is you want to do. Take the principle. To advance your career is going to come down to a couple of things. It's going to come down to who you know. Who you know is always more important than what you know. You've heard it before. It sounds cliche, but it really is true. Who you know and who knows you. Now you're like, well, I don't know anybody, or I don't have no followers. I don't have connections. Guess what? You know how you get them? Support. Support is free. Now you can go to people's events. Like if there's a speaker. So let me tell you what I did. I got Nipsey Hussle in my head. Let me tell you how I came up. The first thing I did was I looked at all of the speakers who are in the world sharing their messages, and I tried to find the ones who most closely identified with your boy, who I'm like, that's me, that's my heart. That's how I communicate. That's what I care about. That's what I value. The first one that comes to mind, top of list, was Trent Shelton. Some of y'all know him. Half of y'all found me through him. That's the guy. Okay, I love his heart. I love his message. I love how he show up. I love that he's talking about self-worth and self-love. Okay, I care about that too, because I know that's what changed the game for me. That's where my confidence came from. Okay, boom. All right, let me watch him and see how he moves. Okay, Inky Johnson. Whoa, that dude got fire. That dude got passion. But his message is grounded and it's solid, and he's really giving you tools and tips. Man, okay, I love it. I love that about him. Eric Thomas, come on, man. What more needs to be? I'm watching these guys. And then I start supporting these guys. I started watching their content. I started buying their books. I started going to their podcasts. Listen to podcasts. When podcaster says, share this and tag me in your takeaways, I'm going to reshare it. Not only are they giving you access to their community by sharing a spotlight, and guess what? If you just share an image of the podcast, that's cool. We're all grateful. But if you share some takeaways and you do something cool with the graphic, not only does that make us be more inclined to share it with our communities and platforms, that also makes the people who see it say, oh, that looks really cool. Let me pause this. Let me screenshot this. Let me see who shared that. Because that helped me too. They helped me with their takeaways. So I started doing those things. I started resharing these guys' things. And guess what? Over time, now you can't do that 2 times and expect them to know who you are. I'm nowhere near where these guys are. These guys got hundreds of thousands of followers, even millions of people in their community. So they get tagged in a lot of stuff. It's impossible to see all of that. But when one jumps off the page because you were thoughtful and you put some time into it and you start doing that consistently, they recognize, they see you, and it's a matter of time before an opportunity presents itself for you to collaborate. I'm giving you the game. I am giving you the blueprint. How? And so even if you don't want to be a speaker, if you don't want to be a content creator, if you don't want to be a podcaster, if you want to be a CEO, where the CEOs at? Where do they gather? There are events for CEOs. LinkedIn. You need to put yourself where they are. And when you see the CEOs on LinkedIn sharing their thoughts, sharing their messages, go in there and be the first one to comment. If you're not the first one, just comment something thoughtful. Don't just say, I love it. Say, this really struck me because you talked about XYZ, which is something I've been focusing on trying to build into my life and my perspective as well. Like, put it there, put it out there. What happens is they start to recognize your name and they start to recognize who you are. And next thing you know, they find themselves looking at your page and looking at your content and looking at what you're creating and saying, I like this person. And that's how you build relationships from scratch. It all starts, though, not with, I want a relationship with you. I want to do what you do. Can you help me do what you do? That's not how it starts. It starts with, I love what you do and I love how you do it. How can I help advance, or how can I help get your message out even more? I don't got millions of followers like these guys, but I got a few people that's really good and really impactful people who care about personal growth and development. So I'm going to share what they create to my community, who's going to appreciate it, and they're going to see that. But I don't do that for what I can get in return. I do that because I really love and support the messaging that they share. That's how I built all the relationships I have. And I've been looking, and that relationship list is growing and growing and growing. And there's some pretty impactful people in my Rolodex. And it all started by me just saying, I love what you do. I love how you do it. How can I support you? And me supporting and sharing their initiatives. When they have a book, buy the book. When they have a podcast, share the podcast. When they go live, share the live. Like, they see that. And they saw it in me, and now I'm connected. So if you want to be successful in the industry, the people you know is paramount. And the other side of that is becoming competent with your skills and abilities. So in a speaker, part of becoming competent is knowing the assets you need. So I needed a one sheet. I need a speaker sheet. Some of y'all never even heard of that. Some of y'all know what it is. Some of y'all I taught what it is. Go to Google. I'm giving you free game here. I paid thousands of dollars to learn all this stuff. Go to Google and Google speaker one sheet template, and hundreds of them will pop up. Find the one you like, and you go and you just buy the template. It might be $8, $10 on Etsy or some Canva, or you buy it and you just plug your stuff in. Replace that pretty picture with your pretty picture. Replace that bio with your bio. Replace that topics with your topic. Replace those testimonials with your testimonials. Now you got like a speaker resume that'll work for you. A sizzle reel. That's a fancy word. It's just a little highlight tape of you speaking. Guess what? If you ain't even been on nobody's stage, you can still have a sizzle reel. Set up your lights, camera, action, stand up. You don't even have to have a podium, and demonstrate you talking. If you got 3 or 4 rooms in your house, set you up a little station in each different room with a different angle, and just talk for a minute about things you care about. And then you find a video creator and put them together, piece them together to show a little highlight reel. Show you in action, because when you are applying for speaking gigs and engagements, they're going to want to know, okay, I see what you talk about. I see your one sheet. I see your bio. I see what you're about, but they want to know your voice. They want to feel your energy signature. They want to know how you communicate. Oh, I like their energy. Oh, I like their voice. Oh, I like their calmness, and I like it. They won't know that unless they see it, though. So those are all the assets you need. If you're a CEO, if you're a podcaster, okay, like what equipment are you using? Do you have a microphone? If you don't have a microphone, you can get one on TikTok Shop for $10 now. And I'm not even an affiliate. Whoever goes and buys one on TikTok Shop, I ain't even getting no credit for that. Nor do I care. My point is, you can start to slowly elevate your game without spending a lot of money. All of this, multiple angles, lights, cameras, action, it wasn't like this in the beginning. This is a result of a long-standing relationship with an incredible human. We started this thing together years ago, and we still rocking. But it wasn't like this day one. It happens and grows over time. In day one, we didn't even have a visual. You couldn't go on YouTube. Shout out to the people watching this on YouTube. You couldn't go on YouTube and watch this. Now you can. So Start where you are with what you have. So that's for the people who want to be a speaker, right? Shout out to y'all. Now, this whole imposter syndrome thing, for the rest of this time, I really want to deal with this. If you want more about the speaker thing, I train speakers. So holla at your boy. Send me a DM if you're ready. I'll be happy to send you a bunch of stuff to do. Like, I'll just send you some voice message, some tips. I'll answer questions for free, but my time is like limited, so I can go so far, but I'm happy to help. And if you want if you're ready and you're positioned and you want like coaching, like you want somebody to walk you through it and really help you make it a career and advance and move the ball, holla at your boy. I take clients. I don't take a lot at one time because I want to really give them the attention and energy they deserve, but I do got a couple of spots. So if you want that, holla at your boy. Now, when it comes to this imposter syndrome thing, I hear that word so much. And personally, I don't believe in imposter syndrome. I don't even think it's a thing. Whoever created that can kick rocks with no shoes for all I care. Because there is these people who cheat people, and there's another name for them. I ain't gonna even call you an imposter because I ain't got that much respect for you if you willing to take somebody else's stuff and pretend to be something you're not. But the people who have quote unquote imposter syndrome are not the people that's out here trying to scam people. It's the people that's actually legit and belong in the spaces. That's the people that's sitting around here running around talking about you got imposter syndrome. How can you be an imposter when you're one of one? Tell me, because I want to know. When you were born into this world, you were one of one. Ain't another one in the universe like you. How can you be an imposter? Listen to me. The people, I'm yelling at you now. Yes, I am. Unapologetically, because you got to get out of this space of I don't belong and I'm not good enough and I don't belong. All these people are so talented. They're so wonderful. They're so thoughtful. They got so many accolades. Who cares? They didn't have them when they started. They got them over time. How did they get them? They got them by showing up in their authenticity and sharing their message with the world. That's what I'm challenging you to do. Will you share your message with the world? Because the world needs your message. Somebody at the end of the day is sitting in the seat in which you sat and they don't see their way past it, and you are the key to unlock the cage. It's you. They need you. They need your story. So as long as you keep playing this game talking about some imposter syndrome, you are robbing people of healing and hope that they need from you. You can tell I get passionate about this. And I really want you to hear me clear. This imposter syndrome thing, the people running around here saying they have imposter syndrome are some of the brightest, most brilliant, most thoughtful, most caring people on the planet. And all you care about is helping somebody else. All you care about is literally helping someone find freedom in their own life. And then you sit here and you get blocked. You have a mental block because you look around and you see other valuable people and you don't see yourself as valuable enough to share something to help somebody else. So you're going to hoard information to save a life because you don't think you belong. And that person needs desperately what you have to offer. So how do we stop this imposter syndrome thing? How do we stop allowing this mental block to hold us back from that which we were put here to do? I got 3 simple steps for you. 3 simple steps for you. And I believe these will help you. And I'm going to give them to you quick. So if you're taking notes, this is for you, man. Listen to me. Listen to me. The first thing you have to do if you're going to defeat this imposter syndrome thing that's holding you back once and for all is you must know your worth. You must know your worth. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to look yourself in the mirror and fully love what you see. I know it is. Guess what? Years ago, your boy worked my butt off and I lost 100 pounds. And then COVID came and I found it and some. It was hard to look at where I've been and to see where I allowed myself to get from pain, from my body being broken, from car accidents, needing all types of intense physical therapy. Yeah, no excuses, but I'm fighting for it. But I got to love myself now, not just who I'm becoming. I got to love me now. I got to know that I'm valuable now. There's some people, can I be real a second? There's some people who look at me in my present state and say, oh, because XYZ, because he doesn't take care of himself, having no idea what journey I've been on. But they will see that and they will assume that what I have is invaluable, and they will dictate my worth based on what they see. Now, I can allow that to affect me, or I can know that even though I'm not where I'm going to be and I'm not where I'm headed, I still love and value me right now enough to keep showing up for you, and those who don't see will see eventually. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. Because it's the process. I'm trusting in the process. But if you're in the process, and I know you are, because life is one big giant process for us all. If you're in the process of becoming that who you are meant to become, it's okay for you to love yourself where you are, not just where you're gonna be. When I lose this weight, when I get this certification, when I get this degree, when I start this business, when I get this money, when I get this relationship, when I get this house, when I get this car, I'm gonna love me. Forget that, man. Love you now. You are worthy of love in this moment, not just that person, not just the best possible version of yourself. This version of you is worthy of love. You stand on it. And when you can learn to know that you are valuable right now, you are worth it right now, not just then, not who you're becoming, not the best version of yourself. Every version of you is worthy of love. Every version of you is worth showing up. Then how the other people treat you or respond to you ain't none of your business. We ain't paying it no mind. We're not. Because you know that you're valuable right now. Because In Black Speaks says so. And I don't say nothing I don't believe, and I don't say it if it ain't true. You're worth it. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of sharing your voice and your story. You're worthy of starting a business. You're worthy of success. You're worthy of monetary gain. You're worthy of creating generational blessings and breaking generational curses. You're worthy. You're worthy. And that is the first step to defeating imposter syndrome. It's just valuing you. It's just loving you unapologetically. Just because, not who you'll be, but who you are. And I love me. And I know I'm not perfect. And I know I lose opportunities because some people are like, how can he tell us something that's going to help us? He can't even help himself. Like, yeah, they don't know all the stories and all the pain. And I'll spare you a sob story because I'm not letting that stop me. Your boy is down 20 pounds this year. And that's not even like fully turned to the max. That's just me being intentional with what I put in my body and how I move and really focusing on improving myself every day. But y'all gonna see it over the course of this year. One of these days, y'all gonna be watching this and be like, dang, wait, he looked different. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I never quit. And I'm never gonna quit. And I love myself now. I love myself now enough to keep showing up, to keep speaking, to keep pitching myself, to keep going and getting paid engagements. And when they see me next time, because there will be a next time, because ain't no way I'm coming in your space and lighting it up and you ain't going to bring me back for a next time, they'll be like, dang, bro, you like a different human. Yes, I do. Because I was worth putting in the work. Ain't no imposters when you're one of one. And the second thing, I said 3 things. I'm just going to give you 2 today. I'm going to give you 2 today. Y'all have to come back for more if you like this you like this real talk. The first one is know your worth, if you're going to defeat imposter syndrome. The second one, to be unapologetically you and to be unapologetic in your pursuit. The world don't need another In Black Speaks. The world don't need another Les Brown. The world don't need another Trent Shelton. The world don't need another E.T. or Inky Johnson. The world doesn't need another one of insert XYZ, whoever you look up to. The world don't need another Dave Ramsey. The world don't need another John Maxwell. The world, it don't need another Joyce Meyer. It just needs a you. The world needs a you. Because even if you're similar and your messaging is similar to those guys and ladies, they don't have your exact imprint. They don't have your exact heart. They don't have your exact lived experience. And your quirkiness and the silly parts of you that make you the weird parts that you don't want to show nobody because you think they disqualify you. No, those are actually the things that make you uniquely you and that draw the people who need your voice. Lean into that. Lean into you. And stop putting all this pressure on yourself to be like everybody else. I just need to be more like him. I need to look more like her. I need to sound more like them. I need to. You don't need to do nothing but be you. Exactly who you are, the way you do it, because can't nobody do it like you. Listen, you can't do it like me if you try, but I can't do it like you, and that's something you need to stand on and believe that. They can't do it like you. And so when you're unapologetically you, this makes you unapologetic in your pursuit. Stop worrying about if I show up, am I going to annoy people? If I say the same thing every day, will people be annoyed with me? Will people not like me? Will people stop watching my stuff if I keep showing up for myself? If I keep selling my product? If I keep selling my dream? If I keep sharing the same message, will people get sick of it? Will people stop caring? Will people not like it? Guess what? Who cares? I see plenty of people watching television, watching sporting events, watching the Grammys, the Emmys, the Oscars, whatever. And I ain't never seen a person turn off a television because they ain't like seeing the same commercial 17 times. You don't turn off the TV because you keep seeing the same Tide commercial 17 times. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying be unapologetic when you show up for yourself. I don't never talk about my podcast in my book. And somehow we still became a best-selling book in multiple countries. And we still became a top 3% globally ranked podcast. That's mind-boggling. But what would happen if every day I made this a normal part of my conversation? I have a book that's changing lives. I have a podcast that's touching, piercing people's hearts and unlocking people's blocks and helping them become free. What if I start sharing that every day? We'd be a top 1% podcast. What? We on the way. I told you it's going to happen this year. Y'all can help me make it happen by sharing it with a friend. Just say, hey, check this message out. I know this guy. You might not have heard of him. You probably don't even know who he is, but he got a big booming voice. And I think if you listen to him, it's just I just want to spread some positivity your way today. Check it out and let me know what you think. That's how you help me. I dare you to share it with 5 friends. When you start seeing the clips on Instagram and TikTok, if y'all don't know, follow your boy at MBlackSpeaks on Instagram and TikTok. When you start seeing those clips, share them with a friend. Be like, yo, check this out. If you like that, yo, the whole episode, you think that's crazy? The whole episode go bananas. But what am I doing right now? I'm being unapologetic. I'm not going to apologize for pushing something I put my heart and soul into, and I'm showing you, not telling you, to do the same. You put your heart and soul into this because it's worth it, because you're worth it, because your message is worth it. Don't feel bad, and if people don't like it, and if people ain't rocking with it, that ain't none of your business. That's fine. You ain't got to like it. You ain't got to love it, but somebody needs it, and that's why I'm going to show up. I'm doing this for you. Unapologetically, because somebody gonna find freedom today. Somebody gonna find hope today. Somebody gonna find life today. Somebody's gonna learn to love themselves today. Somebody's gonna go make their dreams come true today, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So I'm challenging and charging you to be that person. I don't care if you want to be a speaker, whatever you want to be, a business owner, a thought leader, a family person, a mom, a dad, whatever you want to be, put your all into it. And be 100% you. Be unapologetic in your pursuit. Get that imposter syndrome stuff out of here because you're one of one. It'll never be another like you. And every single day, put your all into your craft. Every single day, get a little bit further. Every single day, value yourself a little more. Every single day, show up for somebody else other than yourself. And every single day, go build a life you love living. Because you can. We back, baby. Vitalize.